Here in San Diego, Pride is all year round with programs that support and celebrate our LGBTQIA+ community. Here now with more on a first ever fundraiser for Pride and the important issues that the community is currently facing is new Executive Director, Keisha Lynn Elliott. Welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Brand new, just over a week on the job. How are you settling in?
I'm settling in quite fine since it wasn't long to travel. I'm a member of this community. I've been very actively involved as a servant leader. This is my first professional foray, so it's going swimmingly, I would say.
And you're in an organization that is vibrant, but it's also dealing with a lot of change. Right now, one of the big issues in the community, Rady Children's just announced they're going to end gender-affirming care. They said it was a response to ongoing social pressures, potential loss of federal funding. But this is something you as an organization are very worried about.
Yeah, this made it a really difficult week last week. The decision to end medically necessary gender-affirming care is going to affect over 1,000 transgender youth in San Diego. And I think what's really frightening about it is that there wasn't a legal requirement that prompted this closure. And so I think I think we should agree that we should leave the care for our youth in the hands of families and patients and doctors, and not succumb to political pressure that's really going to disrupt care and put thousands of youth at risk.
Is it even more concerning, like you said, that there wasn't an actual law or action specifically that mandated this, that there's so much pressure out there that they preemptively took the step?
That's right. It's an anticipation that, there are going to be cuts at the federal level, and I can certainly understand that. But I think we have an obligation and a responsibility to provide the best care possible to all youth. And so to preemptively cut off resources in anticipation of, cuts in federal funding, it's really hard for me to accept that.
We have some events we want to talk about, but I do also want to ask, moving into this position, what are your big priorities?
My big priorities are to stay focused on San Diego Pride's mission, which is to do everything that we can to advance equality and respect for the LGBT community, moving towards a vision of removing prejudice and bias from the world. The way we do that is by fundraising through our annual events and using the funds and proceeds from our festival to pour back into the community through year-round advocacy and our ability to influence and shape and educate, and also through philanthropy. We give over $2.5 million back into the LGBT community locally and around the world, and that's what I'm really here for, to make sure that the funding, we have the party, and that we use the funds with purpose, and we know what our purpose is. And
you have a new event. I assume part of that is to generate funds. It's the Pride Fashion Show fundraiser. What's that all about? When's that happening?
Yeah, Fabric of Pride. Okay, so everyone should know that the Pride Festival itself is our main fundraiser, but this is our first ever fashion show fundraiser that we are happy to be hosted by the historic U.S. Grant. It's taking place on March 28th, and in this particular opportunity, we're just bringing San Diego's finest artists, designers, and community leaders together for a fun night of color, of fashion, and again, fundraising so that we can expand our impact as someone that pours money back into the LGBT community.
If people want to get involved with that, where should they go?
Everything begins at sandiegopride.org or sdpride.org, so that information is there. Fabric of Pride is the name of that fundraiser event, and if you're subscribed to our newsletter, you'll be hearing a lot about that this week.
We're pretty much out of time, but I do want to ask before you go, the theme for this year's Pride in July is Pride Shines On.
Shines On.
What does that mean in this current political time?
Well, I think the current political time that we're living in has been feeling pretty cold and pretty dark, and yet that's not new to us either. Pride did not exist because everything is okay. Pride began as a protest, and here we're taking the joy and the celebration, and we're saying we're here, we're shining bright on each other, on community, but also on San Diego Pride's pillars of justice, and we're not going to stop the fight. It is the party that fuels the advocacy and the fight behind all of the changes that need to be made in order to ensure that we have equality, respect, and pride, honestly, around the world.
Keisha Lynn Elliott, the new Executive Director for San Diego Pride, congratulations on your new position. Thanks for taking some time with us, and I'm sure we'll talk more about Pride as we get closer to the event.
I certainly hope so. Thank you very much.
Thanks.